What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kenzo for Life here, and today we're going to be talking about before you buy Battlefield 6, every detail you need from a gamer girl. Is Battlefield 6 worth your $70? EA and DICE are swinging for the fences, promising a massive return to form. A redemption arc after the seriously controversial launch of Battlefield 2042. But as a longtime FPS fan, I'm here to tell you which of these promised changes are a huge win and which ones might just be a massive letdown. We've all been burned before, so before you drop a single dollar, let's break down every critical multiplayer detail you absolutely need to know. Look, I'm not just another voice shouting into the void. My Battlefield story started way back with the frostbitten chaos of Bad Company 2. And I've been on the front lines ever since. I was there for the skyscraper toppling glory of Battlefield 4, the gritty historical operations of Battlefield 1, and yes, I was there for the highs and the many lows of Battlefield 5 and 2042. I've seen this series at its absolute best, and I've seen it lose its identity. That's why I'm making this video. The marketing hype for Battlefield 6 is in full swing, promising to deliver the game we've all been asking for. But hype doesn't win matches, and promises don't capture objectives. My goal here is to cut through all of that noise. I'm going to break down the confirmed gameplay mechanics, the new systems, and the big changes, and give you my raw, unfiltered take as a veteran player. We're going to analyze the core gameplay, the maps and modes, and the big make or break features so you can make an informed decision. Let's get into it. All right. Let's start with the single biggest, most important change that dictates everything else about this game: the class system. After the community practically rioted over the hero shooter style specialists in 2042, DICE did a full 180 and returned to what made Battlefield, well, Battlefield. The 4 classic classes are back, and this is a monumental win for team play. First up, we have Assault. These are your aggressive frontline warriors, the tip of the spear. They get access to assault rifles and are equipped with gadgets like grenade launchers designed for pushing the objective and taking out enemy infantry. Think of them as your primary slayers, the ones who break through a stalemate and clear a room. Their return means having dedicated players whose sole focus is leading the charge, a role that was diluted by the specialist system. Next, the backbone of any successful squad: support. These players are the lifeline of the team, armed with light machine guns to lay down suppressor fire, and most importantly, equipped with ammo crates and health to keep the entire team supplied. A good support player is the difference between a sustained attack and a failed push. Their presence ensures that squads can stay in the fight longer, holding down sectors and providing the firepower needed to control the battlefield. Then we have my personal favorite, the engineer. This is your tank's best friend and every enemy pilot's worst nightmare. Armed with machine guns for self-defense, Their primary job is to keep your team's armor alive with repair tools or to hunt and destroy enemy tanks, choppers, and jets with rocket launchers and mines. In a game defined by its vehicular warfare, the engineer class is what prevents one side from completely dominating the map with armor. It restores that critical rock, paper, scissors balance. And finally, we have recon. More than just snipers sitting on a hill, the recon class is your team's eyes and ears. While they excel at long-range engagements with sniper rifles, their most crucial role is providing intelligence. With gadgets like spotting drones and spawn beacons, a good recon player gives their team invaluable information on enemy positions and provides strategic spawn points behind enemy lines. This is the class that turns the tide through strategy, not just brute force. Return to this 4-class system isn't just nostalgia. It's a fundamental design choice that reestablishes the importance of teamwork and squad composition. It moves away from a collection of lone wolf operators and back towards a cohesive military unit where every role matters. Now, let's talk about the sandbox we'll be playing in. A Battlefield game is only as good as its maps and modes, and this is an area where DICE is promising a lot. At launch, Battlefield 6 is slated to include 9 new multiplayer maps. These are set in diverse global locations, with official confirmations pointing to places like Egypt and even parts of the United States like New York. The design philosophy appears to be a return to the large-scale, all-out warfare environments that the series is famous for. We're talking massive play spaces built to accommodate infantry, ground vehicles, and air support all at once. But the most exciting part of the environment is the evolution of destruction. This isn't just about leveling entire buildings anymore. The new tactical destruction system is far more granular and strategic. You can now use explosives to punch holes in walls to create new sightlines, collapse floors to take out enemies below, or methodically demolish a structure piece by piece to deny the enemy cover. This dynamic destruction means the map you start on will not be the map you finish on, forcing teams to constantly adapt their strategies as the battlefield itself is reshaped by the conflict. In terms of game modes, the classics are all here. Conquest, the signature territory control mode, is the star of the show. Rush and Breakthrough are also confirmed, providing more focused, objective-based attack and defense scenarios. But DICE is also introducing new modes, including one codenamed Escalation. The concept sounds like a fantastic twist on Conquest, where the playable area of the map shrinks over time, funneling all remaining players into an increasingly intense and chaotic final battle for a single objective. We are also seeing the return of staples like Team Deathmatch and Domination for those who prefer pure infantry combat. And while official details are slim, a revamped Battle Royale experience seen as a successor to Firestorm has been officially confirmed and teased. I know that's a ton of information, but the return to classic classes and a focus on dynamic maps feels like a massive course correction. What do you think about this? Is going back to the classic class system the right move? Or did you actually like something about the specialists? Let me know your honest opinion in the comments below. And if this breakdown is helping you out, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more gaming deep dives just like this one. Alright, let's get into the nitty gritty. The stuff that defines how the game actually feels to play moment to moment. Battlefield 6 is introducing what they're calling the kinesthetic combat system, which is a fancy way of saying they've overhauled player movement to be more fluid and tactical. This isn't just marketing fluff. These are tangible new mechanics. For the first time, you'll be able to crouch sprint, allowing you to move quickly between low cover without exposing your entire body. This is a game changer for infantry players trying to navigate open areas. They're also adding the ability to drag down teammates. No longer do you have to risk everything for a revive in the open. You can now pull your squad mate behind a wall or into a crater before reviving them. A feature that will save countless tickets and encourage more team-oriented revives. Another major addition is weapon mounting. You'll be able to mount your weapon on any suitable surface, a low wall, a windowsill, the edge of a crate to drastically improve your stability and recoil control. This is a massive tactical advantage for players who choose their position carefully, allowing them to lock down a lane with incredible accuracy. Combined, these movement options create a much deeper tactical layer. It's about more than just running and gunning. It's about using your body in the environment to your advantage. The gunplay itself has also been revamped, with a focus on more responsive and customizable weapon handling. The attachment system is more flexible, allowing you to build a weapon that truly suits your playstyle. From a fast-handling SMG for close quarters to a stable LMG for long-range suppression. Now, for the feature that could give Battlefield 6 nearly infinite replayability, Battlefield Portal. This incredible creative suite is confirmed to be returning and has been massively upgraded. It allows players to design, create, and share their own custom game modes with advanced tools that look closer to Halo's Forge mode. Want to pit World War II soldiers against a modern army? You can do that. Want to create a snipers only, knives only, or hardcore realism mode? You can do that too. Portal was one of the best ideas to come out of the 2042 era, and its return is a massive plus. Essentially giving the community the tools to create their own content and keep the game fresh for years. Finally, I want to touch on something from my perspective as a gamer girl. One thing I've noticed, especially in contrast to Battlefield 5, is how the marketing for Battlefield 6 has shifted. The official trailers and gameplay reveals have almost exclusively featured male soldiers in their promotion. Now, this seems like a very deliberate pivot away from the approach they took with BFV, which placed female soldiers front and center and received some loud and, in my opinion, unfair backlash for it. Here's my take. Representation matters, but player choice matters more. My biggest concern isn't who is on the poster, but whether I have the choice to create a character that I want to play in-game. The community discussion suggests that female avatars will be available. And for me, that's what counts. I want to see myself on the battlefield. And as long as the ability to choose my character's gender is there, I can live with a marketing campaign that's playing it safe. It's a subtle shift, but one worth noting for players who value that aspect of customization and identity in their games. Okay, let's boil it all down. It's time for the quick and dirty pros and cons list based on everything we know. The triumphant return of the 4-class system is the number one reason to be excited. It restores tactical depth and the focus on team play that defined the series. The enhanced tactical destruction system is more granular and strategic than ever before, promising a truly dynamic battlefield. The new kinesthetic combat system adds meaningful depth to player movement with features like crouch sprinting and dragging teammates. Battlefield Portal is back and bigger than ever, offering a powerful creation tool that ensures a near endless amount of content for the community. There's still some uncertainty surrounding the launch maps. While 9 maps are confirmed, their overall quality and layout are still unknown, which was a major issue in past titles. The new game modes, like Escalation, sounds great on paper, but we need to see if they deliver on their promise in practice. The noticeable pivot in marketing away from female representation might feel like a step backward for some players, even if it is a reaction to prior community feedback. So, we come back to the big question. Is Battlefield 6 worth your $70? After breaking down every critical detail, it's clear this game is a direct and powerful response to the failings of Battlefield 2042. The developers have listened, they've stripped away the controversial specialists, brought back the beloved class system, and doubled down on the core pillars of the franchise. Large-scale warfare, strategic team play, and epic destruction. For the longtime fan, the player who has been begging for a return to the glory days of Battlefield 3 and 4, my verdict is a confident buy. The fundamental changes to the core gameplay are exactly what the series needed. This feels like a true homecoming. However, if you are a newer player or someone who was badly burned by the last couple of releases and your trust is shaken, I would recommend you wait for a sale, or at least for the first wave of player reviews after launch. This will give you a chance to see if the launch maps are well received and if the server stability holds up. The foundation here is incredibly strong, but a little bit of caution might be wise. But that's just my take after poring over all the details. I really want to know what you think. Based on all this, are you pre-ordering? Or are you joining me on the side of cautious optimism? Let me know your plan in the comments below. If this breakdown helped you make a decision, do me a solid and hit that like button and subscribe for more content where we cut through the hype to get to the truth. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield. And until next time, you guys, stay frosty.